Hey folks, GHondo here, and welcome back to Auction Not Included. This is episode 66. In the last episode, I started this massive piping project to bring the really cold brine from here all the way down, way down here into this really hot generator room, and then send it back. Now, I don't know if I actually mentioned it in the episode. I remember putting a note in it about it in the video description, but technically speaking, it would be more efficient to simply bring the brine down here, let it warm up, and then instead of piping it right back, to just do the desalinization down here somewhere. And yes, I am 100% aware of that. I just would rather dump it right back in. Why? I don't know, I just would. So that's why I'm doing that. It's not because it's more efficient, it's actually much less efficient, but I just feel like doing it that way, so that's what we're gonna do. Anyway. The other thing we were doing is Bubbles was getting trained up. And yes, you have your skill point now. Excellent. You are now going to be capable of getting on a rocket. Should I give you a rocket hat or leave you with a stinky souled hat? You know what? I'm going to give you the pilot's hat, actually. There we go. Because that looks really cool. That looks much cooler than the science hat. Science hat just kind of looks kind of funny. But anyway, as far as I'm now aware, that means she can absolutely, at least a basic level, because she doesn't have suit wearing and she's not a master pilot, but she should be able to take the rocket out now and do a little bit of science out in space. I just want to verify everything's good here. You have several visits remaining. These are when they're not being dealt with, but they are at least, the actual auction here is fantastic. So yeah, I don't see any reason. You got tons and tons of food. You could stay out for theoretically up to about 6 days, based just on the outhouse. So yeah, I think you are going back out into space. Oh, sorry, one last thing to check. How much plastic do we have? Oh, a fair bit. Yeah, that should last a while. Okay. Can I just set you from here? I can. Right, so Bubbles is the pilot. Thank you for that. Just crew, please. For now, anyway. And where shall I actually send you? Maybe I just put you out into orbit and then just manually bring you back, as opposed to doing a round trip like I did that got Stinky killed when I tried to just go out and back. So yeah, maybe I just send you out into orbit. And we'll call that even. That way I can keep a good eye on you and you can be back relatively quickly. Okay. As far as you're concerned, everything here is good. Yep, perfect. Off you go. Very cool. Despite the massive amounts of very hot gas here, given this is wide open to space, I don't think it's going to last long. At least I'd be surprised if it did. Although this may, when it does freeze, this may officially become entombed again, but that's fine. That's not a problem. But I'll leave that to sort itself out for a bit. How are we doing up here? Somehow that didn't leak over. That's kind of surprising, to be honest. I quite thought I'd have at least a little bit of a mess here. But I guess as soon as I carve this out to do this pipe, we're going to anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we can go ahead and bring these a bit closer. In fact, this one can go almost all the way. I just don't want to break this open until this is sealed in, so that's why I'm doing this part so very slowly. Yeah, otherwise it looks like they've got all the piping done all the way up to there. Very nice. Good job, guys. It's amazing how well they work when they're busy already, right? Well, that was always the theory at the office. You know, when you want something done, give it to the person who's already the busiest. Because everyone else is just sitting around doing nothing. You're still cooling down. When do you actually freeze? Negative 20.6, which you're already past and you aren't freezing. So that's a bit of a lie. But anyway. That should freeze very shortly. I'm actually surprised this is still hanging in there. But I guess this just doesn't... Like, even though this is a vacuum, it's not pulling very hard, right? Which is kind of interesting, but anyway. Oh, and you may or may not notice I added a bunch of deodorizers in here. Just because I saw there was a bunch of gas. It's not a huge deal, but it's something I did that you didn't see, so I thought I should mention it. And then, yes, that part did, of course, leak over, but that's totally fine. We can fix that. That's not a big deal. A yucky job, but not a big deal. Alright. Oops, that's not the right button at all. How are you doing here? You're all good? That's just a hilarious animation. I love it. Yeah, you've already started on the food, you started on the outhouse, but you're still totally fine. You've already made 12 data banks. This is what, 50 plastic per? That's interesting. When your suit runs out, you just pop the lid and then you put the lid back on. That's odd, but anyway. This doesn't tell me. I think it's 50 kilograms per disc, but it might only be 5. I'm not sure now. You keep an eye on this and see how much these change by. Just take your suit off if it's not going to help you. Silly sod. Is there a way for me just to tell you to take your suit off? Oh yeah, there is right there. Unequipped suit. There you go. It just means when you get back, you're going to have to hold your breath when you run from the rocket. Back at basically, you know, from here to here, which should not be a big deal. As long as I bring you back before you're suffocating, you'll be totally fine. Yeah, okay, so it looks like it's a 5 kilogram, which actually makes a lot more sense. I mean, a data bank, if it's basically just a large disk, that shouldn't be 50 kilograms. That's ridiculous. Even 5 seems like a lot, but anyway. Okay, so you're totally fine for a while. 4 more days, your food situation is completely fine. It'll be bathroom before anything. Or I guess maybe oxygen, but I think the 2 terrariums should easily be able to sort you out, or at least they would if they had. Okay, so they aren't going to be able to run for at all. That's fine. So basically, as long as you still have some gas here, you're good. But you're not going to be there for a real long time. Anyway, I am looking for 1 more glass, right? So yes, glass, or just something generally useful. Whatever comes first. I will be back. And we're back. Glass it is. So that's the last one, the last bit that I need for the massive solar panel row, unless of course I build more over here, but I don't think I'm going to bother. I'd like to think this is enough. Like, I know they only give off power during the day, and even then not like a spectacular amount, but I mean, it's decent. Which is good, because we are like out of gas. But with the solar on, it doesn't look like we really need it, so it's totally fine. Alright, very good. How are we doing up here? There's still some mopping to do, but that's fine. Okay, mesh wall that off, and it looks like, yeah, just some polluted oxygen, no chlorine got out. Very good. So we can do the next section up here, and again, I'm just going to have to do these one at a time diagonally to make sure none of this gets out. And then we're good. Marvelous. I suppose I should actually put the pump that's going to be doing this in place. That would be helpful. I guess it doesn't terribly matter where it lives. I guess it could just be right there, I suppose. And it's going to need a vent to drop off when it's stuff coming back. And the higher I put this, the easier it's going to be for it to actually offload. So maybe I'll actually put it like way up here. And I'll just have to put a temporary ladder in so they can actually get at it, but that's fine. Yeah, that'll be totally fine. And a bridge. Just like that. Basically, this pump, as far as I'm concerned, can run at all times. I can't think of any reason why I wouldn't always want to be warming this water. At least a little bit. Alright, you're good. Check on you. Oxygen levels are still very, very good. Outhouse is almost done, so but you can hang in there a little bit longer. Oh, this is going to be great. That's already one research. Fantastic. Okay. Alright, so we'll leave you to that a bit longer. You are currently not letting us pick up this gas because it's still too hot. That's fine. How's the other one? You are dormant. Oh yeah, you're going to be dormant for a while. That's fine. We got everything out of here, so we can now relock this. There's no reason for anyone to go in there anymore. I don't think they would anyway, but there's no reason for them to even consider doing it. Good. There's our backup water. You are currently running. It's off anyway, but it's always good to have it refilling. Cool. Alright. Solar panel. Got some of the glass, but not all of it, for some reason. Not sure why that is, but we'll ignore that, I suppose. You still haven't froze. You are at negative 2.5. Wow. Okay, so the temperature it lists must be its ideal point, but it doesn't actually do a change until it's 2 full degrees past in whatever direction. I guess that gives it a little bit of a buffer, but still it seems very strange. Anyway. Oxygen levels here are absolutely fantastic now. The only part that might be a bit iffy apparently is up here. There's some hydrogen got out past the this thing's pump. I suppose I could just airflow this out and just let it, eventually make its way all the way out, but not a matter of fair, but got trapped here too. Gross. Oh well, that's alright. How's our new farm looking? Yeah, everybody's growing happy. In fact, this one's just about ready to produce its first harvest for the most part. It's just a smidgen too hot on this side, but this is mostly insulated, so it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, most of this has been good. Cool. Has Ellie got... No, she's not got a new point yet. That's fine. Okay. I'm just about ready to come back. Getting there, right? We've got 2 visits left up here. So we'll leave you for a little bit longer. Not too much longer, but a little bit longer. And what will I actually research when they do come back? It's a very good question. What's a mission control set? What does that do? Okay, so it's a better Let your rockets go faster. Okay, so convenient but not really critical. What is targeting beacon? Guides interplanetary payloads. Oh, okay, so moving towards automated ones. Okay, that's very interesting. So different types of engines, alright. Oh, Cartographic Module, that's what I actually really needed, right? Because that lets me do the scanning. Yes, okay, I think it's going to be you. Alright, good. Yeah, I have nowhere to dump crude oil, because since I'm not making any locally, I never bothered making a bin for it. So those things are just going to sit there, and I still never did figure out how this thing has... Like, I don't know where these are coming from, you know? Must be part of the actual map that this thing copied from. But I don't really want to build a liquid reservoir just for these, you know, microscopic amounts. That just seems kind of pointless. Yes, grant some 100 kilograms of oil. I don't know, would that be worth doing? It seems so pointless. Yeah, this stores 5 tons. That, and I would have to put a little pump just to pump it into it. So, yeah, no, I'm not going to bother. No, they look silly, but they can just stay there. That's fine. Okay, so what are you doing? Oh, you must be on break time. Just trying to figure out why you were standing there hungry but not eating. Oh, I never gave you an actual table. Okay. So you must have, you know, -3 morale in RimWorld. Actually, that reminds me, there was a mod I saw. I never tried it myself, but there was a mod for RimWorld where instead of getting the -3 morale for 8 without table, your colonists would just explode and die. Like, it's the funniest thing. It'd be so annoying, but to have to micromanage, but I found it quite funny. Anyway. The air is still fine, but I think when you get up, it's going to be time to come back. So let us go ahead and change your destination to come home. And get some printables. I have absolutely no idea what to get. I don't need a wart. So, anyway, I'll find something and I'll be back. You know what? I'll just grab some plastic. We have some. We don't screamingly need it, but the next time I try and build something, it'd be nice to already have a fair bit of it available. Now, is the actual autopilot going to do it, or are you going to do it? No, I guess the autopilot did it, and you're now scalding because you came and ran out without your suit right after this landed, so of course the air is super, super hot. So that's the one downfall of the having to take the suit off part. So I guess there's that, but hopefully you weren't too terribly injured. Well, you weren't injured enough to feel that you had to go to the infirmary. Oh, okay, yeah, you weren't badly injured at all. You'll be fine. That is a very cool... I don't think I ever watched this animation before. That is a very cool... And they clearly enjoy it. But yeah, I was going to put in a little table for you, right? That is entirely the wrong set of buttons. Let's try that all sorts of all over again. There you go. I guess it doesn't terribly matter where this is, so great. Right there will be fine. I'm sure eating right beside the outhouse is probably not Not your number one idea, but anyway. Yeah, let's get this suit moved out here where we can get at it. If I just do a couple of those, right? That should grab these. Yeah, it's been repaired, it just hasn't been moved back over. That's fine. There you go. And somebody... And Bubbles is irradiated. Yeah. I guess that's the other reason that you need the suit staying on. Was it bad? A little bit, but not... Nah, that's fine. I suppose if the trip had been really, really, really long, then it might have been a problem, but... No, I think that would be okay. Okay, why is nobody getting around to the rest of this? Or better question, why, like, where did the glass go? Well, it's still just sitting here. Well, that's 20 kilobit. Where's the other 180? Okay. Do I want to know why that is? That you got some of it and that's it? Probably not. Weird. Anyway, how are we doing over here? You have built that section up. Excellent. So now we'll just do that, and then when they dig that to the pipe, that'll get them into there. Well, they haven't done this part here yet either, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but... Okay, this part's all done, so this ladder can go. I'll make sure I want buildings, not pipes. I'll just do these ones manually, just... But you need to do the top ones first, then the next ones, then the next ones, then the last ones eventually. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. It's been 1 year apparently. Very cool. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's much easier than just doing a couple manually and coming in and doing a couple manually. Oh, you silly sods. Silly, silly sods. Okay, now Bubbles did get super stressed from that trip, of course. Because while she was out there, of course, she had, you know, no great hall, no good bathroom. Like, it sucks out there in space. But now that she's back, that stress should melt away pretty quickly, I would think. So again, I guess I can't ever send her on a super long trip, but those, what was she gone, 2-3 days? That part seemed fine. Okay, so finally they got around to that. That was just bizarre. Anyway. Okay, gas is now flowing again because the temperature has eased. But these are all running because it's nighttime. So we're just going to lose all that gas anyway. Okay, fair enough. Phosphorite has gone up, so I clearly am okay in terms of the number of Drecos I have versus the number of warts I have. So that part's good. Apparently missed a bit of a mopping. Somehow. Or something started leaking after the fact. Not sure how or where or why, but anyway. Okay, then as soon as this squares in, we can finish this pipe, and this is ready to go. And we'll start gently warming this water. I have this very, very long chain, but that will be cool. Okay, there we go. That part's all walled off, so it'll be totally safe. And that's it. So once these guys are done, passive water warming will occur. There we go. Water away. So yeah, this is basically, we'll call it mid-21. 21.6 seems pretty average. I mean, it's a very, 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 very long trip, but that's okay. The actual temperatures in here... Oops, that's not the right one. Yeah, it's hovering around 50-ish. 47 to 51 range. Okay. So first we'll see what the temperature change in the actual liquid is, and then we'll see how much effect that has here. So we'll take kind of a middling one on the way back. Yeah, that warmed up 21, so it basically gained about 2.5 degrees or so. And technically this should have come down ever so slightly, but I don't think it's going to be enough for us to really notice for a long time. But either way, that's a good 2-3 degrees passively done. And that's nothing more than the energy of one pump, which is, what, 240? So yeah, fully a quarter, basically, of the tempedizer. So way, way easier to support. And that's very cool. Very nice. So this will, it's going to take a monumentally long time, of course, but that's totally fine. It is perfectly passive and no effort whatsoever. Okay. One last printable for the episode. What shall we get? I have no idea, but I'll find something. I'm just going to take some algae, actually. That's stuff that we can always use. It helps with the terrariums and all that. Did anyone ever get around to... Okay, they went and they fixed the outhouse. That part's good. And it looks like, yes, they did refill the terrariums. They still haven't cleaned out the junk, but that's okay. And the table is built. Okay. Food is refilled. So yeah, the rocket basically is ready to go again. Got lots more plastic in there. Okay. I guess you can use that. That's fine. Because I don't think I can assign this. I mean, technically I guess I could assign it to just bubbles, but I don't see any reason why they can't use it as they come by. It's not a huge deal. It's just kind of weird. Okay, so basically they just need the supercomputer for a bit and the rad bolts, and that'll do it. Alright, that sounds good. I think we're going to leave things there for today, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and a comment, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It really does help. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one. See ya.